Welcome back to another episode, guys. This one will be talking about my Mavic, more specifically, I have the Mavic Mini. So this is my little drone that you guys have seen in a couple of videos of recent, talking about the gear I have. So this is a fun little guy. I've got the Fly More kit, so I've got 3 batteries. That one's the fullest. We'll use that one for today. So you guys know I'm vision impaired. Or I can't see a lot. What I can see is nearly 20/20, so we've got a little remote, and I thought I'd give you an idea of how I fly my Mavic Mini, because I do fly it. I didn't buy it so that other people can fly it. If I do fly it and destroy it, well, that's kind of on me. If other people fly it and destroy it, well, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, but it's kind of expected. So we've got our little connectors that we can get. So this is one that comes with it. This is a small one, so this plugs into the controller and you can put your phone in there. I don't fly it by the phone, so you've got little arms that fold out. You got your little joysticks which are stored on the inside of the remote. It's the remote, I'll probably run over that. There's a little scroll wheel at the side here on the left. So that's adjusting your camera angle. The left buttons record, the right buttons take a photo. On the top of the device we've got power on the right and we've got auto home on the left, and that is every button on this remote controller. It's a basic one, but it does the job. I went out and brought a longer cord for it because I don't fly the drone. Because I don't fly through the phone, I fly through the tablet. So I've gone out and I've got this awesome little adapter. It folds up nice and small. So I pop this out, unscrew the socket part, put the ball in the socket, and this is my little adapter that goes into where the mobile phone would normally go on this controller. And now I have an adapter that will take my tablet, which is really good. This gives me a fantastic screen to fly off. I've got to take it out of the case because I've got the pen on the back. So this goes in. The cord I have come around the top and plug in like that. DJI is pretty basic for turning on. Both devices power on the same way, so press the power button, press and hold it, and it'll turn on. Yes, I have crashed it, that's why it's scuffed up a little bit. So press and hold, power it on. So that'll be finding its friend. Cool, that unlocked for me, fantastic. Yes, I want to open up the DJI Fly app. Yes, open it up please. Sweet. So it's automatically opened up into the Fly option. So if I go back, not now, don't update. This is the home screen that it knows it's connected to the Mini. This looks all good. So we can go into the Go Fly section, and this gives us a live view of what the camera sees. So it can see the bottle. Pardon?
Do you want me to do the spin?
Not yet, I did that earlier. It shouldn't be needing it. So we've got a little red piece up here, which is satellites, currently not connected to any full reception for the controller, our battery percentage, our flight time left, what mode we're in. It gives us a GPS piece and distances from altitude and distance. So it currently says takeoff unavailable because of the GPS. So what we'll do now is we'll take this out into the backyard. I'll get Jesse to bring the camera with us. Jesse's sporting our new hat, which is a nice hat. So I'll get you to stand back by the post, Jess. That way we can get everything in the shot. I'll get this, try and find some satellites for us. So this sometimes takes a little while to find all the satellites. Come on, satellites, we're over here. Sometimes it takes a while to find all the satellites. So I can walk around in the set and find the satellites. You turn it off and back on again.
Yep.
Cool. Cool, so we'll get that to record now. Recording? Is there a timer counting up on the screen?
Yep.
Fantastic. And look at that, we've got enough satellites now. So what I might get Jess to do is I might get him to come out. So sometimes, a lot of the time, you'll be able to find a flat location to take off from. I don't often worry about that because it's often difficult to find. So, because Jesse's so trusting, he's able to help me do the launch. So, to show you guys in the camera, what happens is I take both controller sticks down and in, starts up the propellers, and then I take off. So I'll take him to the right a little bit, so you guys can see he's flying around. He goes down, he goes up, spin him around. So what I might get you to do, Jess, is show him. Can you see me and the drone?
Yeah.
Yep. Sweet. So I'll show you guys the stick inputs. So being a DJI, hands off the controls, it stays still. So I'll show you guys, if I put the left stick forward, it climbs. If I put the left stick back, it descends. Left stick left, it spins to the left. Left stick right, spins to the right. So bring him back to center where we were. Yep. So now with the right controller stick, I can press forward and he flies forward. Press back and he goes back. Press it left, he goes left. Press it right, he goes to the right. So it's pretty simple. And if we look here, you guys can see in this camera, if I could move the joystick to the dialer to the left, the camera tilts down, and the camera tilts back up if I tilt it to the right. So a lot of people, what they do is they can look at the drone and they'll fly it around in circles, and they'll fly it looking at it, which works well for them. It often doesn't work out well for me. This is how I hit something the first time and the second time. The third time it lost all satellites and crashed. But I don't normally fly it like this. I actually fly it often, so I'll get you to focus on the drone now. I often fly it looking through the camera, which gives me all the information. So I'm at the same altitude now that I took off at, or thereabouts, and I'm 5 meters from the controller. I can see everything in the camera as I turn it around, so I can spin it around slowly or fast. I've got all the different controls of it. So I get you to hold the camera there, Jess. I'll just show you guys some of the different modes we have. So now that was in normal mode. Now we'll put it into sports mode, which says I'm going to go a lot faster than I was. So with all my stick inputs, it's very responsive. And then if I change mode again, I get into cinematic mode, which this is full stick. It makes for a nice smooth shots. I can steadily follow things up and down, spin her around very slowly. And then you guys have seen when I put it back into performance mode or normal mode, what happens. It's pretty normal for the responses. But if I was to put him back into sports mode, he does a lot of the controls are pretty fast. Ta-da! I crashed it again. This is why I don't fly in sports mode. Turn him off. I just wrecked my set of props, didn't I?
No, the battery came out.
Wow.
You just wrecked one prop. One prop took a chip out of the other. Where's the prop?
I've gone through, I've replaced every blade on the drone. So it's got 8 new blades or 4 new sets of props, or 2 new sets of props, however you want to look at it. I'd count 2 props on a motor, a set of props. So I'd say that's 4, depending on how you want to count it. So I replaced all the sets of props on the drone. It looks in good condition, so I'm happy to fly that again. I'm not going to fly that again for the rest of this video though, as this is every single prop I have that's left. So before the crash I had a full set, enough to replace the entire a lot of blades on the drone. However, I crashed, I ruined just about every blade, so it's now got a full set of new blades. I'll be ordering some new blades. They should be getting here in the next month or two. Doesn't mean I won't be flying this until then, but if I do have another crash, that'll be it until new blades come around. They might not be black, they might be a different colour, depends on how much they cost. So talking about having ruined the blades, like some of the blades, they look really good. There's just about nothing, almost nothing you can tell. There's like a little bit of pitting in the top of this blade. This was the front left blade. But other blades are quite easy to tell. There's a chip in this one, a significant chip when you look at the size of the blade. And it's distorted the colours. That was on the back right. This was also on the back right. So that's actually snapped off the end of the blade. If I put that next to the blade that was beside it, you can see, if I put those one above the other, you can see that a lot of the blade was snapped off. That's 2/3 maybe of the size of the blade that was on there, or the blade that it was. So I've gone through, I've replaced all the blades. So now that's ready to fly again. That's only the 4th time I've crashed it. The first, second, and 4th time I've crashed it, I was looking at it. The 3rd time it dropped all the satellites that are up in the right corner. So when I crashed it, it threw out the battery, which is in through this little door, and it threw the battery out, so it had no battery at all. Even if I pressed the Find My Drone function, which this has, I wouldn't be able to find it. So when I pack up my drone, because obviously the controller is still all together, when we're packing up, I unplug the tablet. I take it out of its little holder. That can go there for now. So I take it out of its little holder, which is quite easy. I take the cord off because I never know what I'm going to be flying with next. Put that back in its case. Take the adapter out. I leave the adapter till probably last to fold away his antennas. Put the thumb screw controller pieces, however you want to call these. I think they're the joystick thumb screw pieces. I'm not sure the proper term of it. But I pack the controller away. Nice small controller, real easy to carry. The adapter's real easy to put away. You unscrew the socket piece to pop it out. Put the screw the socket piece back in. Fold down the 2 halves of the vertical stand, and that clips in like that. So it nicely clips in together, holds itself there. Very nice. Drone, very much the reverse of putting it together. So I put the cover back on, fold up the rear legs because they fold, and the front legs sweep back so it's along the body. Normally I would have taken out the battery, but I didn't have one in there after the crash, and I haven't put one in now. So that's all ready to go back in its case. I need to charge that. I'll do that later. So yeah, I've ruined all these blades, but that's the size of the Mavic Mini. I don't have anything that's actually like a ruler or anything to compare that size-wise to. Like, I've got a 6 and a bit inch phone, so that's not that big. That's a Oppo A9, I think that is, if you really wanted to use that for size comparison. But it's not a bad size case to put in a backpack like this one and carry around, very easy. Speaking of backpacks, this is one of my backpacks that I have. I've got an online shop for supporting those with vision impairments. If I bring up the brightness here of my lights, you can see. So this says Visually Impaired Adventures, which is the name of the channel and the website. Life is an Adventure. So I'll be putting a link in the description and on the homepage of my YouTube to go to this website if you wanted to check that out. All the minimal profit that it gets goes to supporting the YouTube, getting awesome videos out there. So I've got backpacks, duffel bags, hats, caps. I've got visors, so this is one of my new visors. I've got bottles. So this is a 1 litre size. I've got multiple sizes of bottles. So I've got shirts, hats, caps, bucket hats, backpacks, swimming gear, so rash shirts, board shorts, swimsuits for the ladies, a few other bits and pieces around there, like I've got cups, mugs. I'll probably be trying to put up a calendar for those that want around the house stuff. I'll try and put in a couple of towels. I'll try and find somewhere that I'm happy